What is up, guys? Pie Muffin here, and we are back with another Tales of the Rays video. This is the first time I'm making a video like this, but I thought I would try this out and let me know what you guys think afterwards. But so as you can see at the top here, this is the producer's letter. Now, if you're a more casual player and don't know what the producer's letter is, it's basically where the producer talks about, you know, fan questions that have been asked about stuff to be implemented in the game, what they have planned for the future. Stuff like that, and comes out every month. So if there's a good reception for this, I'll do this monthly where they kind of talk about, you know, what might be getting implemented in the near future, stuff like that. And you can obviously look at this yourself if you go to the Tales of the Rays Reddit. But as you can see, I don't even have a Reddit account, but because I never use it. But we're gonna briefly go over everything that well, I guess not briefly, because there is a decent amount of information here. But yeah, we're definitely going to go over the stuff here. So this is just the FAQs and the questionnaire, just stuff we're going to be going over anyway. May 2019, this just basically says everything that's coming, and they're obviously keeping the second half hidden, or I guess not second half, more just the final event. So obviously, right now we have the Valkyrie Anatomia original collab rerun that's currently going on. It started on the 7th, 2 days ago. Destiny 2 event with Dilmos and Shaltier, which will be mid-May, which is going to be probably the 14th, because it's just timing-wise, it fits the best. Let me actually get rid of these. Because the event ends on the 14th, and the 14th is a Tuesday. So I say either the 14th or the 15th, but with recent events, they've tried to keep the events starting right when the old ones end. So that way there's no, like, downtime, which I think is good. Because I feel like most people who play regularly enough can get everything they need from the event shop with a few days to spare if you want to farm some other types of missions. So that's good. So around the 14th, expect this Destiny 2 event. Then Fairy's Requiem Chapter 5, which is a Cocos chapter, will be coming at the end of May. I don't know if it was talked about in this producer's letter. I'm sure it is, but I'm going to mention it now. So the whole thing with Cocos, and people are like, oh, what's the big deal? Cocos gets a new Mirage art. What's actually happening here is Cocos is becoming his own character. So, which is still weird to me because, like, 90% of the gear, like, I have 2 Cocos 5 stars, I think. Yeah, because I think he got a regular one with Arc 2, and then he got another 5-star when he got his overray. So I've got 2 Cocos 5 stars. I've got his original Mirage art, and it's just like, okay, so all that gear is just going to be stuck to Ix. So basically, Cocos is going to be treated as a brand new character with this next chapter. You're going to unlock him, and you're going to have to summon for his gear. He's going to have a whole new set of equipment. So you can't use the equipment that you have for Ix on Cocos. It won't work. Which is kind of annoying, but it makes sense at the same time. Because Cocos really isn't a super relevant character. At this point in Arc 2, he was obviously relevant because he was the main character of that arc that you played as, whenever you had Ix/Cocos in your party. But now that Ix is back, he is at the forefront of everything. So anytime you take Ix/Cocos on a mission in the story, it's always going to be Ix. You can't choose Cocos. So they wanted fans who like Cocos to be able to use him, so Cocos is getting his own character. He's going to get his own art, so who knows how he's going to play. And then obviously what we saw in the PV with his new outfit, that's obviously going to be his first Mirage art. That's solely for him. I'm sure it's going to be in here somewhere, though. But let's go over everything. So first FAQ was overall feedback and requests, which one of them was reducing startup and load time. So I've had this issue too, even before I upgraded my phone. I have a brand new phone now, and the load times are still kind of annoying. You know, you'll get times where you're waiting like 20, 30 seconds for one screen to finish loading. So they mentioned before, loading times are indeed a big issue. It requires them to carefully review the core of the system. With this, they need time. Reports will be made other progression. So obviously, this isn't a simple, quick fix. It's something that's going to take some time to get done, so we just got to be patient with that. Order canceling. So obviously, if you have set up an order, which is like the mission request, where you send your characters out for a certain amount of hours and they come back with stuff. Obviously, you couldn't cancel before. If you screwed up and clicked the wrong 10-hour mission, because there's two 10-hour missions. There's for level 100 and level 150. Excuse me. So if you accidentally click the 100 and you're like, oh crap, I wanted to do the other one, there's nothing you can really do to fix that currently. So obviously that's something they want to be able to implement so you can bring your characters back and send them back on the correct mission. Enriching the story with scenario logs and glossaries. The glossary in particular received many requests. The Chronicle has already been released, but in order to further refine the main scenario of Tales of the Rays, they're still going to need to review the specifications of the scenario log and glossary. So, basically, having a better way to look at the story is being worked on. I think for the rest of these, because I realize this is probably going to end up being a very long video. Sorry about my coughing, by the way. I don't know what's going on right now. I'm just going to we'll summarize everything because there is a decent amount of stuff here and I don't want this to be like a 30-minute video. But, yeah, okay, regarding Iron Stance, several feedbacks were voiced and the changes made in 3.1.0. The original purpose was to make more use of arts, Mirage Art that grant Iron Stance, such as Natalia's Cavalry or Dow's Mirage Art effect. But with there being more enemies, Iron Stance, and friendly characters, this felt moot. The producer would like to make some adjustments. The original purpose of the change was realized, though it's a difficult task. This next one I'm really excited about because I can actually do, the whole thing with me was I wanted to do kind of like gameplay videos for you guys. Once I've unlocked like a full set of weapons for a character, maybe do kind of like a combo video where I just show off everyone's like arts and everything. So this was brought up during the fan meeting that they would add a training mode. So I assume what would happen is there would be a dummy enemy on the map and you would just get to beat up on it, which is really good because that'd be a good way to practice combos. Of course, in an age where gameplay videos can be easily recorded and shared, training mode now allows people to still enjoy the game even when they're not playing it. And they'll report on it once they've looked into it enough. So, definitely something to look forward to. I'm very excited for that. Character-related feedback and requests. Early implementation of unimplemented character. What? Still can't be talked about too much due to certain things not being confirmed yet, but they do want us to look forward to what characters they have in store. From June to September, the producer's also saying, I'm taking off the limiters not too long from now. So what I assume that means is anyone's going to be fair game at some point. Right now, they're kind of keeping it mostly to main cast characters and some side ones. Obviously a character like Sink and Ash were not main party members in Abyss, but, Ash was playable for a little bit, and then Sink was an enemy. So they've been very kind of careful. But obviously, there's only a certain amount of core characters for them left to add. The majority of the characters that still need to be added are from, like, Tempest, Rebirth, Destiny 2. But once all those characters come in, what's going to be left? So I think when they say the limiters, I think that means they're going to start going into, like, crazy characters that obviously we would never think of, I don't think it'll happen, but I would love if Dirk from Symphonia became playable, like they gave him a moveset. And then obviously, like, other kind of side villains, I could see Alexei and Zagi from Vesperia, give us some of the designs, some of the top or higher ones from Symphonia, stuff like that. Balance between characters, as mentioned before, they will implement the 6th art enhancement as a form of character balancing. So you're going to be able to enhance one step further for arts. They've thought about it for a while now, along with the 6th art enhancement they'd like to further enhance on the character's personality and strong points within their original games. The producer would like to create an environment in which a character utilizes their personalities against certain enemies with certain situations. That's actually very interesting. They would like to take things slow and steady with character balancing adjustments instead of rushing them in. Once they've decided on a policy, an announcement will be made. What's really kind of nice about all this kind of in-depth stuff is obviously Tales of the Rays is doing great. Obviously, over here in the West, it didn't do so well. But in Japan, it clearly, if they're trying to do all this stuff, it's clearly doing fine. So that is a good thing. We're definitely, at minimum, going to get an entire third year once we get to year 3. Well, start the 4th year. Weapon enhancement related feedback and requests. Enhancement in interfaces is complex. I can't fully max in one go. It's not clear enough or raised. I think to improve some things, more enjoyable experience. What do you want for warehouse? I read some of this last night. Being able to enhance in the warehouse, people kind of think would be nice. But I read something that maybe, there would be like a boost if your equipment was in the warehouse, so it would level up faster or something like that when you're leveling stuff up. Enhancing takes too long for Spirit Gear. They've already analyzed the data from the previous Spirit Gear events, have addressed it needs some balancing. They're going to review the overall design of it before implementing the next Spirit Gear's event for a more comfortable experience. Details may be given next month. So obviously with Ix and Melina's Spirit Gear, I pulled one copy of each, which brought them up to level 3. And obviously the max is level 5. I farmed without spending any diamonds to refill my stamina. I still wasn't able to get it to even level 4. So obviously there needs to be some balancing with that and how much we can get. Please don't load. Oh, okay. I had to read this for a second because in the Spirit Gear banner, the Mirage Art rates were lowered because it was like sharing the rates with the Spirit Gear. And fans weren't very fond of that. So they're going to re-examine how to kind of balance everything. I could keep the Mirage Arts the same rates. And then if you want to make the because Spirit Gears are kind of like a rarer thing because of how OP they are. I would say maybe make them a little lower, or maybe because people are going to be summoning for the Spirit Gear, so maybe increase the Mirage Art rate. So have like the normal 5% for the Spirit Gear, and then maybe have like a 6-7% for the Mirage Arts that are in there. I don't know, just throwing ideas out there. Tower of Progenitors. So obviously, fans want a more difficult mode. This will obviously apply to the people who wail out like crazy. You've got whales on other games, and then whales for this game. Like, you've got people like me who have probably spent, probably, I'd say close to $1,000 on this game, which isn't a lot, like, with how long this game has been out. So, even someone like me, for the most part, can beat the tower every month. Even just to level 50. I can auto-battle to level 50 without having to do anything. So, obviously, someone who wails out, someone who tries to get a level 100 Mirage Art every single banner, this tower is going to be nothing to them that we currently have. So, I guess the plan is for them to make a new mode, Tower Progenitor's Truth. So, it's going to be like a hard mode for the tower. Will be implemented where an all-out battle can be had. I don't know what all-out battle means, but I assume that just means, like, it's going to be a harder thing. Following adjustments will also be made. Ability to start and skip certain floors. Possibly skipping through tickets. I assume this has to do with the tower. Okay. Ability to select a character after identifying the skill. Okay, so that's an important thing, because right now you just kind of, when you clear 10 stages on the tower, you obviously choose a character, and then they'll get 3 random skills. But the issue with that is you don't know what skills you're going to get. So if you have a character like Sharia, who is a healer/caster, but you get all swords, which is obviously going to increase physical attack, what's the point of that? That doesn't help you at all. And skill selection will be altered a little. I guess we'll go into more detail when we get more information on that. Related requests. Several requests is wanting to have more characters, more interaction, more dialogues, unique conversations with certain matchups, seasonal dialogues, yada yada. So basically, long story short, players want, because it does feel kind of off-putting when you're looking at the room and you can only have 4 characters set, and it's just 4 characters standing around a table. It doesn't feel very natural, so it'd be kind of cool if, like, you choose the 4 you want in the front, but then maybe, like, every time you load up the room, random characters you have unlocked will just be standing in the background. I think that'd be pretty cool. And then they're also saying stuff like mascot characters such as Lulu, and Bienfu could be possibly shown up and be able to play music while in the room. There's more mention, of course, not all has been confirmed. Okay, and they talk about the thing again down here. More overlay mirror art effects. Before it was mentioned that overlay mirror arts were based on the character's anima resonance, but since it was too difficult to make the effects stack when there were multiple of the same overlay effects, which was their original plan, there were moments when there was just no point in having two overlay mirror art characters of the same anima being in the party due to similar effects. As such, with more and more overlay mirror arts within the same anima being released, they're considering creating 2 or 3 kinds of overlay effects for each anima, which may be repeated across other animas. The first of which being Milla, who led her overlay mirror art effect being different from Ludger's despite both being blue anima. More details obviously will be given when they are finalized. And that's pretty much everything that was given for, there's still one more event left unannounced. Obviously, so we'll have the new story chapter probably around the 22nd, which is about 2 weeks from now. A little less, actually. And obviously, we have this Dilmos and Shaltier event, which is mid-May, which would be the 14th. So it'll probably go from the 14th to, like, the 29th. So the 29th or 30th should be when we get the new event. And I'm assuming by the time this story chapter comes out, we'll know what that second event's going to be. I'm guessing they just don't have everything ready, and that's why it wasn't in the PV. I'm hoping it's not a monthly thing now where they don't show everything in the PV. I'm hoping they're just like they were having issues or something, so they didn't want to give us information on something that wasn't ready. But that's pretty much everything in the producer's letter. Like I said, you can go to the Reddit for Tales of the Rays to see this stuff yourself. But let me know what you guys think down below. I think this is some exciting stuff that they are trying to work on. It does make me very glad that they are putting a lot of time and effort into making this game better. Because obviously it plays like a normal Tales game for the most part. You know, you have your 4 characters on the map and you do arts and stuff like that. So it is the... I'm excited for Crestoria, but Tales of the Rays is the best... like traditional Tales mobile game. Obviously, Asteria is turn-based with, you know, you're just moving characters' pictures around. Tales of Link was kind of just like, you know, you had 9 characters on the map and they would attack depending on where you moved your finger. And then Crestoria is obviously going to be a turn-based Final Fantasy-esque type game as well. So this is definitely more Tales-like, so it does make me happy to see that they are putting a lot of effort into kind of making everything well. But yeah, like I said, let me know what you guys think down below, and if this gets enough attention, like you guys like this, leave a like too. The more likes I see, the more likely I will be to do this every month, because yeah, it just shows me you guys are interested in it. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of everything that's supposed to be coming in the future. Also, let me know if there's stuff that you want to see happen. I've been thinking about making a video because there are some things I'd like to see added to the game. So at some point I may release a video on that. But don't forget to subscribe for more if you're new to the channel. You play Tales of the Rays or just like Tales content in general. I will see you all next time. Have a wonderful day, everyone.